Hey, this is Lou from YA Strength, and many of you have probably already heard of the ketogenic diet, aka keto. And maybe you've already tried keto before, or maybe you're doing it now, or maybe you just thought about it but never actually took the steps to actually implement it and try it out. In any case, although the keto diet is very popular nowadays, many people don't know that there's actually more than one approach that you can take when it comes to doing keto. With that said, in this video, I'm going to tell you about 4 types of keto diets that you can consider. So keep on watching and stay tuned. Let's get started. Okay, so yes, there are 4 types of ketogenic diets that I'll be telling you about within this video. And just so you know, I gathered all this information directly from the National Center for Biotechnology Information and NIH, or National Institute of Health. So feel free to check out that link reference below in case you want to do some digging for yourself. But let's get started right away with approach number 1, the standard ketogenic diet. Now, in case you didn't know, when doing the keto diet, it's important to know that you have to limit your carbohydrate intake. And you have to do that in order to effectively enter into something called ketosis. And as you'll learn when I tell you about these 4 different keto diet approaches, there are different ways you can do it. All similar, but slightly different ways in which you could take a keto diet approach. So with the standard ketogenic diet, this is where you have a very low carb consumption, a moderate amount of protein, and a higher amount of fat when it comes to the types of foods that you eat. And to help you visualize it, here's an example of how that diet will look broken down in percentages. So this will look a little something like 70% fat, 20% protein, and just 10% carbs. Okay, so that's an example of keto diet approach number 1. Now, a second keto diet approach is called the high protein ketogenic diet. And with this keto approach, you are increasing your protein intake or your protein consumption, hence the name high protein ketogenic diet. There's still an emphasis on higher fats, but there's a stricter emphasis on lowering the amount of carbs that you eat. And to help you visualize how this one might look, here's a breakdown of what this ketogenic diet approach will look like. So with this one, the protein ratio would be about 16%, your fat would be about 35%, and your carbs would be just 5%. Okay, so moving on to approach number 3. There's also something called the cyclical ketogenic diet. And you see that this is more of a revolving type of keto approach. So with this take on keto, you can have periods of high carb days squeezed in between periods of your standard ketogenic diet days. So you're essentially cycling between the two. By example, let's take your standard calendar week, which consists of, of course, 7 days. You can essentially have 5 strict keto days followed by 2 non-strict keto days or standard high carb days. So let's say Sunday through Thursday can be strict keto, and then Friday and Saturday can be your higher carb days where you're not as strict on keto and you're eating, a standard amount of carbs. Or you can mix it up in between or whichever way you like. But essentially it's 5 days of strict keto and 2 days of non-strict keto in between. So you get a chance to kind of relax from it if you think, keto is too strict of a diet for you to take. And the 4th keto diet approach I'm going to talk to you about is something called a targeted ketogenic diet. And essentially with this approach to keto, you try to schedule your carb consumption around periods of higher activity or when you expect to be most active. In other words, or by example, you eat your carbs around your workout times. So think going to the gym, running, jogging, or any sports related activity that you might be doing. In fact, this approach is more common amongst bodybuilders and athletes who actually do keto. And there you go, 4 different approaches you can take to the keto diet. Now, just so you know, in case you were wondering, I'm personally thinking about taking the cyclical or the targeted ketogenic diet approach. Not sure which one I'm going to lean with yet, but I'm definitely going to try to implement and try out one of those two. And of course, when I do, I'll track it and I'll let you know what my progress is and what my results are when I actually take on that approach, or for whichever approach I decide to take. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Be sure to comment below and let me know your thoughts. As always, thank you for watching. This is Lou from YA Strength. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.